Tube Golf has improved his game as he pursues other professional avenues. A link to that story is on. A link to his page can be found in this story on TexomasHomepage.com. I want to take a look at what's coming up on the local sports scene this week. Thursday's schedule looks like this. The FCA All-Star Week resumes in Burke-Burnett with 4 basketball games, boys and girls, small and large school games, tipping off at 6 o'clock with games being played in both gyms in Burke-Burnett. And the Wichita Falls Spudders are back in action at Hoskins Field. First pitch is set for 7 o'clock. Friday's schedule looks like this. The Mascot Shrines Oil Bowl All-Star basketball games are being played at Legacy High School. They get underway at 6 o'clock. The FCA All-Star Week comes to a close with its football game in Burke-Burnett kicking off at 7 o'clock. And on Saturday, the Oil Bowl Volleyball All-Star games will take place at Memorial High School. First serve is set for 4 o'clock. The Spudders play at Hoskins Field at 7 o'clock. And Arizona Cardinals defensive end L.J. Collier returns to his hometown for his annual football camp. That will do it for our look at sports. We'll see you back here after the break.
Welcome to KFDX Plus, KFDX's free streaming app, brought to you by Tri-Key Auto Ranch, a working horse and cattle ranch located in Bellevue, Texas. We're more than just a dealership, we're family.
Hey, there's a new IKEA open in Rockwall. Get inspired by hundreds of products in store. Book a free appointment with a design planner. Get free order pickup. IKEA is now open. Visit today. Dream the possibilities at IKEA Rockwall.
If you've been injured in a serious car crash, you know just how expensive the aftermath can be. Imagine having a team of skilled car accident attorneys fighting for you without having to worry about upfront costs. That's all part of the Thomas J. Henry no-win, no-fee promise. You don't pay us unless we win your case. Thomas J. Henry has a proven track record of securing serious results. Now it's time to let our reputation work for you. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust.
I feel sometimes
down to a low of 68 degrees and start out the morning for tomorrow. We up to 82 degrees by midday, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies here as we go throughout the day. We get back up to a high of 90 degrees, a 20% rain chance, mostly just watching for isolated showers and possibly a thunderstorm.
All right, sounds good, Michael. Thank you so much. And thank you all so much for joining us tonight.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 10. Whoop.
Kim says keeping residents informed
was the reason I ran for office. It's been one of the top priorities for City Council and something that we've been working on for the last 3 years to find a resolution for. Veolia makes an overview of what's going on with our water every third Monday of the month. So we have been completely open and transparent about all communications with regards to the water.
Veolia has operated Burke-Burnett's wastewater treatment plant for years and was later brought in to help evaluate and manage the city's water treatment operations. Veolia's vice president about water-related issues has remained a priority for the city. The water of operations Matthew John Lori Kemp says keeping residents informed about water-related issues has remained a priority for the city.
The water was the reason I ran for office. It's been one of the top priorities for City Council and something that we've been working on for the last 3 years to find a resolution for. Veolia makes an overview of what's going on with our water every third Monday of the month. So we have been completely open and transparent about all communications with regards to the water.
Veolia has operated Burke-Burnett's wastewater treatment plant for years and was later brought in to help evaluate and manage the city's water treatment operations. Veolia's vice president of operations Matthew Johnson says the company closely monitors water quality and has worked to reduce nitrate levels throughout the system.
We've been working with the city here to continue the water quality every single day. That has not been just doing nothing from having more wells available to getting this wasting temporary line in place, like the city, and even from the salting, how we end up creating the water get a little more soft.
According to Veolia, nitrate levels averaged between 4 and 5 about 2 years ago. Today, the company says those levels average between 2.2 and 2.4, well below the federal maximum contaminant level of 10. Officials say water quality is monitored around the clock to ensure nitrate levels remain within safe limits.
Veolia is reading the nitrate levels multiple times a day, every single day.
We haven't had a nitrate violation in 900 days, and we did have one anomaly sampling in February of this year, and that's why there was a notice posted on our website, which is required by TCEQ.
City Manager Lindsay McNabb says Burke Burnett has also used funding from Wichita County to make improvements at the water treatment plant, including installing a backup generator. Despite those assurances, residents like Anthony Smith remain skeptical and say they still don't trust the city's drinking water.
I'm not entirely sure where all that's coming from, but it does definitely seem like the water's a little different from, past couple of years. I don't really drink the water already, but nowadays I really don't even think about drinking the water,
McNabb says the city continues to prioritize transparency through public meetings, facility tours, and direct communication with residents about water quality. The participation has been limited.
We're trying the best we can to get out the information the best we can to address some of those concerns.
As the conversation continues, city leaders hope upcoming public meetings and ongoing transparency efforts will help answer questions within the community. The city of Burke Burnett will host a town hall meeting on June 9th at 6 p.m. at the Burke Burnett Community Center. City officials encourage residents with questions or concerns about the city's water system to attend and learn more about ongoing water quality efforts.
On a statewide scale this morning, Google announced a $10 million pledge to Texas in the form of an impact fund to support water infrastructure.
In addition, Google released 5 commitments it's making to be good stewards of water during the artificial intelligence data center boom.
As Adam Schwager reports tonight, one of those pledges is affecting how Google plans to build its 3 upcoming Texas data centers.
Data centers are quickly losing favor with voters.
People have been up in arms on the construction of these data centers across the state, especially in rural areas.
A recent Gallup poll showed 7 in 10 Americans oppose artificial intelligence data centers in their community. The most cited reason, resource concerns, specifically water and electricity usage.
Water is a top priority in our local communities, and it's a top priority for Google.
Google says it wants to tackle the water issue head on and be an example for other data center construction. First, they pledged $10 million to create a Texas Water Impact Fund. Then the company made 5 water usage commitments, including to commit to air-based cooling solutions in communities where water availability is at risk.
In many places, water cooling can reduce data center energy use by roughly 10%. The data centers that we have planned for Texas will not be using evaporative cooling resources specifically to protect Texas watersheds.
At this point, I'm not buying what they're selling.
Democratic candidate for Texas Agriculture Commissioner Clayton Tucker has made data center skepticism a cornerstone of his campaign. His main contention? Air-based cooling systems shifts the water burden to the power plants that have to generate the extra electricity.
They do not count how much water the coal or the natural gas or the nuclear power uses.
Brendan Steinhauser with the Alliance for Secure AI says these measures are a good start to quell public fears when it comes to water usage.
I do think the next challenge, though, that these companies are going to face is having to answer questions about what exactly is being built and housed in the data center. So what will the impact be of advanced AI on other aspects of life?
That's part of a larger discussion on AI taking place right now in Washington, D.C. In Austin, I'm Adam Schwager.
In addition to using air cooling where water is scarce, Google also pledged to give more than it takes by 2030, invest in water infrastructure, and release an annual water usage report. In a statement, Republican Agriculture Commissioner candidate Nate Sheets said this is a step in the right direction as data centers continue to expand across Texas. The industry should bear the responsibility for addressing water, electricity, and infrastructure impacts, not the Texas taxpayers.
Here at home, a group of roofing companies is giving back by repairing a Wichita Falls home. Gates Roofing and Construction owner Jamie Gates knows there are a lot of roofs in need of repairs across the city. And after talking with Mayor Tim Short about the idea of replacing a roof for free, he suggested one found on his Meals on Wheels route. So Gates called other companies, and they all pitched in many different ways. She says the goal is to do a free repair once a month.
All right, now let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Michael Bowling for a look outside. And Michael, it's a nice cool night after a fairly warm day.
Yeah, it's a little humid outside still, but yeah, definitely cooler than it was this afternoon. Looking at the satellite radar across the area, there are some light showers in the region still, mostly in and around Baylor County. You're seeing some more thunderstorm activity going up across western Oklahoma. That might just barely stretch into the northwestern portions of Texoma, but overall rain chances are staying pretty low for tonight. Best chance is going to be in the western portions of the area. So looking at the current temperature, it's 79 degrees in Wichita Falls. Dew point currently sitting at 66, a tad bit humid outside. You notice our heat index rises a couple degrees to that feels like temperature of 81. So isolated showers still possible overnight tonight, slightly more mild again for tomorrow. Plenty of rain chances as we go into the weekend. We'll talk all about it coming up here in a few minutes, Carney.
All right, we'll see you then, Michael. Thank you so much. Well, it's been a busy day over at Region 9 as educators from districts all over North Texas gathered to discuss ways to improve growth in the education system. The keynote speaker for this year's conference was Dr. Reggie Wright, who spoke with these educators and gave us insight on how to remain passionate in the education field. Dr. Wright was then followed up by a vendor fair where teachers and staff were able to gain insight and ideas from other businesses or institutions like Wayland Baptist, Midwestern State University, and Grand Canyon University, among many others. The Collaboration for Growth Conference will wrap up tomorrow. If you'd like more information on how you can become a part of the conference next year, all you have to do is click inside this story over on our website, texomashomepage.com.
And Global Running Day is celebrated each year on the first Wednesday of June, encouraging people around the world to get active. The Wichita Falls Runners Club marked the day with an early morning 3-mile run hosted at Cycle Run. The goal, to get the community together and out on the trail. The club prides itself on being a zero judgment zone, and runners also encourage one another along the route, creating a welcoming environment for newcomers. Now, if you're interested in joining, the Wichita Falls Runners Club has weekly group runs that are suitable for all paces, as well as training programs to help you achieve your goals.
And if you didn't see the full story earlier in the newscast, our reporter Edison Stewart, he impressed me.
He took on the 3-mile run and did interviews all at the same time.
Yes, he was going at a pretty steady pace.
Yeah.
Like he was killing it. So if you want to see that full story, just head on over. He did a wonderful job, and it tells me he's in shape. Well, don't go anywhere. Michael is back after the break. We'll look at his full forecast.
And still ahead, we'll take you to see a museum filled with everything left in Uber's Lost and Found. We'll be right back.
When emergencies happen, you want help now. You want ER now. You never know when you...
KFDX 3, Texoma's Weather Authority, with Chief Meteorologist Michael Bowling.
So some of the heat and even the humidity we're seeing, it seems like we might get to 103. It's possible sooner rather than later.
I mean, yeah, eventually we're going to hit it this time. We've never gone 2 years in a row without hitting 103.
Right.
So never say never.
I'd like to try.
You can try your darndest.
You can hope
Give
and
it a
wish.
shot.
Yeah, I think we're going to hit it at some point. I think it's going to happen, sooner rather than later. So Hamilton Bryan has a great prize for us this year. It's that Frigidaire upright freezer. Don't forget to get us down to the minute that we first hit 103 at Shepherd Air Force Base. And if you're the closest, you'll win the prize. Go to texomashomepage.com, click on the contest tab, or send your guesses in to us by mail. All right, taking a look outside now in the Seymour Tower Cam. Current temperature outside is 79 degrees. Feels more like 81, though, with the humidity and a southeast wind averaging 8 miles per hour. Today's high was 92 degrees, so we went down as a few degrees above our average of 89. And our low this morning was 1 degree above average at 67. For the high temperatures going forward, we're going to be a little bit more mild pretty much every single day for the next few days, even down to 86 on Saturday. Still warm and humid, though, as we get into the afternoon. We will warm back up into the 90s, though, as we go into the beginning of next week. More mid to high 90s, maybe even triple digits in spots as we go towards the end of next week into the following weekend. And it really looks looks like our summertime pattern, warmer temperatures, much lower rain chances towards the end of next week as well. So it looks like that summertime pattern is really starting to settle in here. Here's our look at the radar. Not as many showers as we had earlier. There's still some very light stuff here in Baylor County. Then you see some activity is just northwest of Jackson County. We're not looking for much overnight tonight. We'll have a chance for an isolated shower, primarily in the northwestern portions of the area along this boundary. We're seeing some of those thunderstorms starting to develop there in western Oklahoma. For the most part, though, staying dry here overnight tonight. We go into tomorrow, small rain chance again. The better chances will be in the western portions of the area for isolated showers. And as we go into Friday, slightly better rain chances with more cloud cover rolling in that afternoon and into the evening hours. Rain chance there only about 20 to 30%. Much better rain chance comes through on Saturday, but even that one's only around 40% for some scattered showers and possibly a few thunderstorms. So for tonight's thunderstorm outlook, main severe weather threat, which is a low wind threat, marginal risk off to the north away from us here in Texoma. Same story for tomorrow, not looking for severe weather, not looking for it on Friday either. And if you've been watching these rainfall totals over the last several days, this is going to be the rainfall estimates over the next 10 days. The last couple of days, it was closer to around 3 inches of rain. It's dropped down to an inch. That's because our rain chances are starting to look lower and lower here as we get towards the end of next week. You'll see that here in the 7-day forecast. So for tonight, 68 degrees, an isolated shower possible. The southeast wind at 5 to 15. Tomorrow, another warm afternoon with a few showers as well. High 90 degrees with a south wind at 10 to 20. Here's the 7-day forecast. We got those rain chances here to finish off this week. The best rain chance looks to be Saturday, but rain chances start to dwindle as we go into the middle of next week with highs in the 90s.
Welcome to KFDX Plus, KFDX's free streaming app, brought to you by Tri-Key Auto Ranch, a working horse and cattle ranch located in Bellevue, Texas. We're more than just a dealership, we're family.
Hey, there's a new IKEA open in Rockwall. Get inspired.
Only at Ashley. Now, sports with Tobin McDuff from the OSTC.
As conditions in Cuba continue to decline, U.S. officials say they're looking out for the island nation's future. Matt Murphy has the story.
What we want for the people of Cuba is to be able to live in a normal country.
You're here. The Trump administration is tightening sanctions on Cuba, saying the policy is designed to increase pressure on the island's communist government. But some Democrats question whether the strategy will work.
The only real change is humanitarian crisis inflicted on millions of people, not members of the regime.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says diplomatic pressure could produce results, but there are significant challenges.
That country's not controlled by a government. That country's controlled by a military conglomerate that basically controls 70% of the nation's GDP. None of that money goes to build bridges and roads or to reinvest into their energy infrastructure.
For many Cubans, life has become a daily struggle, with power outages lasting most of the day and an unreliable water supply adding to the